Hello everybody, this is my recap and thoughts of Armageddon 2008. First, let me start off. Miz and Morrison, the new tag team champs, defeating Miz, of all people, the guy from the real world, getting the pin over Kofi Kingston, making Kofi Kingston look very weak. This is probably he is actually starting to get on the same losing streak as MVP. I should talk about MVP's losing streak, which does piss me off so much, because no one else has a losing streak like that. No one else had to prove themselves by losing that many times, and it's kind of sad. I don't know why he's not seeing that. I would have probably been left, because that's a bunch of bullshit. That truly is. But let's get down to the matches. You have Vladimir Kozlov defeated Matt Hardy in a non-title match, meaning he will probably go on to face Matt Hardy in an ECW title match. What I'm going to say is I think Matt Hardy accepted the challenge. Well, he should accept the challenge of Jack Swagger. So Vladimir Kozlov comes out with the stipulations that he did win, and they make it a triple threat match. So you have Vladimir Kozlov versus Matt Hardy versus Jack Swagger. And Vladimir Kozlov wouldn't get a pin, but he'd stay undefeated. And Jack Swagger would defeat or get the pin over Matt Hardy, giving him the ECW title, because I do think Matt Hardy's about to drop the belt to Jack Swagger. Next match, CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. Probably a very good match. This was definitely obvious that CM Punk was going to win this. With a lot of these matches, you just knew that it was going to happen. Probably the one that didn't look like it was going to happen was the main event, and Finlay versus Mark Henry was the only ones. I'm going to show you something. But I'm looking forward to a good feud between CM Punk and William Regal. I hope CM Punk does not win the title this year. I'm hoping for him to actually extend this feud, to make it something worth it. Not that he can just go out and get it, and it's just that obtainable. It should be something that should be desired and hard to get, something that everybody wants, which would bring the prestige back to the IC title. Now you have Finlay defeated Mark Henry with Tony Ellis in the Belfast Brawl. Finlay told Hornswoggle, stay in the back, because it's a weapons match basically. What this means to me is Mark Henry is not going to be as big as a monster as he was, but back then when he was just defeated by everyone basically, that's where he's going to go. And this looks like Finlay is going to become the next top face of ECW. And Matt Hardy will eventually move. I think he will get switched off the ECW this year. And someone new like MVP or JBL is going to get switched on. Now you have Batista, who defeated Orton. This match makes no sense. There's probably no point in talking about it. This should have either been a DQ or Randy Orton should have won. Because first of all, to make a feud even good, the heel should always have something over the face. Not a couple victories on Raw. He should have something that Batista would need to thrive off to get a win, to make him that much better. But they didn't go that way. This makes no sense. Probably backstage politics, a bunch of BS arguing, stuff like that. Don't like the results of this match whatsoever. Now you have Maria, Kelly, Mickie James, Michelle McCool, defeated by Reese, Jillian Hall, Victoria, and Natalia. Mostly, there's about 2 women who they do things with. Most of them, they're just there to basically job, so I don't get the point of this. Especially, I could have seen this as a tag match, where it would be Michelle McCool and Melina versus Beth Phoenix and Reese. Something along those lines, something like that. Non-title matches, of course, no double switches, none of that crap. But, because those are basically the only 4 women actually having a feud. So it didn't make sense to have 5 people on here who were not even usually on Raw to put them on a pay-per-view. It just doesn't make sense. Or SmackDown. They're on SmackDown, but how do I say this? There's no real storyline there to really put them on a pay-per-view, especially when you have people who are in a storyline and you just don't put them on the pay-per-view. That does not make sense to me. And an AD was saying this little helper tag team match. That sounds so ridiculous and stupid. And I'm actually tired of things like that. If anything, that should have been done on Raw. not something you definitely want to put on pay-per-view, because I do not want to pay money for that. Sorry. You have John Cena, who defeated Chris Jericho, and probably the worst build-up of any of these matches. Well, Chris Jericho got defeated, but before he was defeated, he looked weak as I don't know why. There's no way anybody would actually believe that Jericho could have beaten John Cena. There's no way. I was hoping that he did, but there was no way that that came out. Definitely during how that went, this makes this a lot of BS too. The John Cena is looking stronger than he was before, after his injury, where he was getting the pinfalls in a row until he got this title, and now he's like Magic Man again. I'm not quite understanding that. He should have at least had a DQ or something here. They should have done something with those two matches, or at least a better build-up to make John Cena look kind of weak and barely get the pin, something like that. Now you have Jeff Hardy, who is the new WWE champion. Thank God for that. He defeated Edge and Triple H. I believe he got the pinfall over Triple H with Swanton, which is good, but I do not think he will hold the title for very long, because Edge and Vicky, in order for their storyline to continue, Edge basically needs to have the title. If Edge does not have the title, there's no real storyline there except for him to feud with someone like The Undertaker, or to try to get rid of someone who's a big pain to them. Now, I could see him causing a lot of hell for Jeff Hardy, and I'm hoping that he will get the title back. And once he gets the title back, Jeff Hardy should win the Royal Rumble. Then he should kind of test the waters with it and say, you know what, still going along that same storyline. Edge and Vicky say, you have to put up that title shot, your Royal Rumble title shot, in something like an Elimination Chamber. Have Hardy win that, but at that same night, it will be Edge versus Matt Hardy, trying to get that thing kind of going, throw Matt Hardy into the mix, since he probably by then will lose the ECW title, and then have a kind of look back, because that's what I was hoping WrestleMania 25 would be, kind of a look back into old WrestleManias, where you'd have one of the first matches be Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy, brother versus brother, and then you go along the lines and you'd see Jeff Hardy versus Edge for the WWE title, and he beats him. That to me would be good. I would actually pay money to see something like that. So basically those are just my thoughts on this pay-per-view and how it's gonna go. Some horrible details about it, but that's the way it is. Later.